Welcome back. We are here with Tim from Cashwise with more questions. Second question we have is, when it comes to seasonal fruit, I know around the fall you get all your pumpkins and your squash, but where are we at now when it comes to seasonal fruit? And vegetables, of course.
We're almost kind of, I would call it between seasons. Citrus is winding down. That's kind of more of our winter season. Apples are still available, and we're into the storage crops right now, but we're waiting for summer fruit to come along, and then the berry season kicks in. So summer is produce's time to really shine, but there's always something going on as far as vegetables are concerned. And our growers around the country and around the world really have helped keep us in business with the availability to get products that we normally could only get at certain times of year now are close to year round, but there's still distinct seasons. So like soft fruit is definitely a summer thing, and then we get into the melons. So like watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew are all big fan favorites in the summertime.
Yeah, I think our farmers out there, they definitely don't need any secondhand knowledge about different regions grow different things.
Yeah.
But one thing I have got to ask you while we have the expert here
Sure.
is I love pineapples so much, but these pineapples under the sea can be so intimidating. I don't know how to cut it.
Okay.
I
Well,
always buy them, but I just let them sit. I always have the intention of using them.
they're a little intimidating, but it's really quite easy. So like what you look for, like I said, they're ripe right when they get to our store. I prefer like a little bit of golden, because then it's getting just a little sweeter.
So if it has a little bit of this yellow,
Yep.
then that's when you know it's a sweet pineapple.
But they are starting to age at that point, so it's important to get them used. But it's very simple, so you just twist the top off.
Oh, wait, can I try this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa,
So
you just blew my mind right there. I've always had to use the knife for that.
you just take that
Okay,
and twist.
okay.
Takes a little bit of effort. There you go.
Wow,
Pops
you just
right
changed
off.
my life right now with that question, or that answer.
And then what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this in half. And then we're going to cut it in half again. Very simple. I like to take the ends off at this point, and then it allows us to core the pineapple. So there's this core that's a little mealy, kind of chewy,
Yes.
not very flavorful, so we're just going to take that off. And then one more cut, just like this.
Oh,
And there you go.
well, I know people in the break room are going to want some of this pineapple right away. So when it comes back to the apples and cutting the perfect apple, I'll wear some gloves or put this on here. I don't want to put my hands on.
Sure.
But when it comes to maybe a sweeter little taste of the apples, do you have any sort of tips when it comes to
Well,
that?
when you cut an apple, it's much the same as that pineapple, actually. So you put a crown down like this, just quick knife through, then you just rotate it, quick knife through.
Oh, can we see it? Oh, I think the apples are in the way.
Yep.
I want people to learn all they can
So we'll
about
do
this
one
cutting.
more. So we're going to take the apple, put a crown down. I'm just going to cut it in half, then quarters.
So do you ever do the halves? Because I know there's something special. Like say you wanted to dry them out to make some apple chips or so. When you make the star, is there any sort of like different cut that you can with that?
Oh, there's countless cuts. If you go on the internet, you can find all sorts of videos that show you how to like layer the fruit. I'm not talented enough for that, but
Oh, you're plenty talented, Tim. I just learned so much, especially with this. I just never knew what to do with it, and it's just a simple twist off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And here the same. To get rid of that core, you just take your knife and just a quick run right underneath, and then that core is gone. If I had to cut just a shade deeper. And then you can just shingle that out if you want,
Ooh, looks really tasty.
or you can just make chunks out of it. And then we have some caramel dip out here that you can try with this.
Can't have that without the caramel dip.
We'll try the sea salt
Caramel,
one here.
caramel. People always pronounce it differently.
So this one has a little hint of sea salt in it. Obviously, makes something that's really good even better, right?
I'll put a fork in it, a clean fork, and put it on the side just so we're not spreading germs.
There we go. And then, by the way, before we brought this into the studio, we use a fruit wash at the store to protect our guests. And you should do something at home too. because you have to think about as that knife passes through the outer skin, whatever's on the outside of the apple is now on the inside of the apple, the part you're going to eat. So we always use a wash.
I have plenty more questions for you, Tim, and I want you to come back just because I have learned so much today that have always been unanswered. But coming up next, we want to give those in need, but now scammers can also take advantage of our goodwill to steal our information. We'll have more on that after the break.